What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? My name is Prodigy and welcome to our video on the channel. Today guys, I wanted to talk about something that kind of came across my mind, something I've thought about before and talked about on live stream, and that is when exactly are we going to be seeing more of Quadratum or Verum Rex, whatever you want to call it. More Yozora, more Sora, Riku, when's the next time we'll get to see these characters? A lot of people, I'd say a wide majority, are under the assumption that we're likely going to be getting a Kingdom Hearts Verum Rex game, and there's a lot of very good reasons for this. For one, Kingdom Hearts Verum Rex Quadratum, this world would be perfect for its own game, to fully explore it, introduce us to Yozora even more so perhaps, and would be a very nice, I guess, official starting point for Phase 2. I say official because it's kind of weird because technically Remind, Dark Road, and Melody of Memory are part of Phase 2. Melody of Memory being the only full game out of all of those, one of them being a DLC and another one being essentially a expansion or soft sequel to Union Cross. And even then, Melody of Memory only has story at the end of its game, which is less than even Remind and Dark Road combined. So that's why I kind of say that this would be a official start to Phase 2, the next saga, because this would be the game where we would be getting into the thick of things. But I've also had another thought that I've talked about before, and that is about Kingdom Hearts 4 potentially being the game to introduce it as well. Just think about it a little bit. Verum Rex would do fine on its own. It's its own game. A Yozora game by itself doesn't need a number behind it. It could do perfectly fine. But when you think about a Kingdom Hearts 4 and the weight that sort of has to it, the weight a number title has to it in the Kingdom Hearts series, it would be kind of perfect to start off and introduce us even more to Verum Rex through a Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm not expecting Kingdom Hearts 4 to be the finale of the next saga or anything. I feel like Kingdom Hearts 4, in fact, will serve as a huge starting point for the next saga. While there will be certain plot points introduced beforehand, I'm expecting one other non-number title before KH4. I think Kingdom Hearts 4 will be a game where a lot of things kind of come to the forefront, where everyone is in the know about what's going on. Sora finds out about the Master, the Foretellers, Riku finds out more and more about them. They have a bigger grasp on what Quadratum is, and I think Kingdom Hearts 4 would serve as a perfect point to have Quadratum as a sort of prologue, or maybe like a new hub world, a place we go back and forth to. I mean, Riku was able to go through Quadratum through the Nameless Star, and what if the other characters were able to do that? How is he going to get back? I don't fully know, but if they figure out some way back, that would mean they're able to traverse between this world and the other ones. So maybe Quadratum could have a sort of role like that in a KH4 or something, and that would be the game they introduce and have this world fully explorable in. But also, like I said, the benefits of a game is that it has a more focused point on Yozora. In a Kingdom Hearts 4 and most numbered titles, there is multiple different plots going on. So there is a lot of different character arcs to cover, a lot of different plots to cover. So I can understand that people would want it to have its own game, and it would be even preferable in some cases for it to have its own game so that this world gets the attention that it needs and we understand all the details in a more methodical fashion rather than rushing from, okay, Quadratum, alright, now Foreteller stuff. Oh, Kairi and Aqua are training too. Wait, Lucio has Xehanort's Keyblade. All these different plot points and revelations being covered in one, likely 20 to 30 hour game, when instead you could have a nice 15 to 20 hour game about Quadratum and you're just good. You have all the info about that world there. That's a game people can reference to if they are confused about any Quadratum lore, so they don't have to hold your hand throughout KH4 the whole time and just dump a bunch of exposition on you, actually letting you experience the world. If I had to think about what is most likely to happen, it's really hard to give an answer on that. I definitely think the next few KH games will mention Quadratum, and by the way, just to give you a clearer understanding of my line of thought, I'm thinking right now for Kingdom Hearts, we have one, maybe two more non-numbered titles, at least one more non-numbered title. I think the big 20th anniversary announcement is not going to be KH4. It could be, but I think it's going to be a non-numbered title, a relatively big or interesting, important non-numbered title. And maybe on top of that, they'll tease a Cage 4 or something. But I'm thinking one more Kingdom Hearts game before Cage 4, and then after the next one, we'll probably get Cage 4. Maybe they'll do another second one, but if they do another non-numbered title, it'll likely be something like smaller, released within the same year or something, similar to like a Dark Road or a Remind or something along those lines, a Melody of Memory, even something smaller, more compact. But Tetsuya Nomura said that he wants to kind of change the formula a little bit for Kingdom Hearts, kind of change the way we think about things, and I feel like Quadratum is like the perfect point for that. So that makes me think that they're definitely planning a big Verum Rex game of some sorts, because that would definitely be a really interesting introduction, a really interesting way for Kingdom Hearts to go down after Kingdom Hearts 3, like a really easy way to introduce the next saga, because a lot of people are very interested in Yozora. A lot of Final Fantasy fans are looking at this like, yo, versus 13, what's up? And there's just a lot of interest in it. I'd say there's probably even more interest in the Yozora stuff than there probably is in like the Master and the Foretellers right now, because the Yozora stuff kind of just covers like a wider spectrum of like viewers, consumers, because the Zora stuff is also bringing in a lot of other Square Enix fans, while the Master of Master stuff, the Foretellers, that stuff, while it's very interesting, people may be captivated by the character of the Master or the Foretellers, it's a lot more catered towards like Cage fans who have been following like the mobile games and whatnot. So the Azora stuff would definitely be like the biggest point of interest to cover if they want to just have a super knockout crazy Kingdom Hearts game to kick things off for phase 2. So like I kind of am leaning towards, the more I'm thinking, I am kind of leaning towards a Verum Rex game being a thing that's going to happen over it being introduced in Cage 4, but it also like does cross my mind like, okay, that would be a really good way to introduce that world. Maybe we'll get like a teaser or something, like how at the end of Chain of Memories you were in Twilight Town technically at the end of Chain of Memories, but the world wasn't fully like introduced or fully like explained to us until Cage 2. It could be something like that. Like the next Kingdom Hearts game could mostly follow like Kairi and Aqua, or like, I don't know, Roxas or Mickey or something, or I don't know, just anyone out of the crazy amount of characters we have now, and most of the games about them and their adventure and their story, kind of like giving us a bigger understanding into the mindset everyone has right now while searching for Sora, waiting for Riku and Quadratum. And then at the end of that game, that's when we start getting like a lot of teasers, or maybe like it ends off in a big like fight in Quadratum, like a secret episode sort of thing. I could see that happening for sure, but it's really up in the air. I just wanted to talk about this because I wanted to hear a lot of your guys' thoughts, and this was something that was on my mind, and I got really excited. I was like, okay, hold on, so what are they gonna do? What could they do? Could this be announced at like E3 or something? Maybe they do tease this at E3. That would be the perfect thing to tease at E3, I'd say. Like just seeing Yozora in the car and you're just fighting like a bunch of, I don't know, enemies, the karma beings, I guess, that they talk about in the back of the box. You're fighting those guys as Yozora and his little friends. That would probably get some people hyped, I'd say, as a little teaser. But what do you think? Do you guys think that Quadratum, like the majority of it, like the bulk of our info about Quadratum is going to be saved for a Kingdom Hearts 4, like a bigger title like that? Or do you guys think that it's fine to put all of this in a Verum Rex game, and that would do even better for the longevity of like the lore, the characters, and giving us a full understanding of them? Like, what do you think overall? Tell me down below in the comments. But that will be all, I guess. If you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like, share the video with a friend or a family member, and last but not least, if you have not already and want to become a part of the union, all you have to do is that red subscribe button down below. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out, you guys. Bye.